engine stop.
And failures.
But it's still a very dangerous business. It's a very costly business.
If space was easy, then anybody can do it.
The competition for space in the commercial sector is extremely intense. The people doing it are often entrepreneurs, they're type A personalities, and they're visionaries as well. So they're, in the baseball terms, they're swinging for the fences.
The Falcon takes flight.
SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic are the big names leading the race to a joyride in space.
Betting on the winners is actually quite hard.
But it's not just a billionaire's game. Smaller companies with pioneering tech are snapping at their heels.
X-Corp and a lot of new space companies are forced to innovate because we don't have deep pockets to do tons and tons of analysis work. We have to focus our designs on how we can make the parts, how we can service the parts, and we have to be very efficient with everything we do. The Lynx is a suborbital reusable spacecraft. It has to operate as a supersonic vehicle, just like a fighter jet, and it has to operate as a glider.
2015 saw the actual spacecraft rise into being and a new simulator installed to help the pilots plot the best flight path to space.
It'd be the best day of my life if we could do this for real.
Blue Origin took a big step in that direction this year.
Reusability has always been kind of the holy grail of space launch. They launched vertically, they jettisoned their capsule in space above the 100-kilometer mark, and the most important thing is the New Shepard launcher returned to a landing tail down. It could definitely be a game changer.
Maston Aerospace spent the year perfecting reusability on a smaller scale.
For the XS-1 program, one of the requirements is to be able to launch 10 times in 10 days. So when Blue Origin is doing at least tens of flights, then we'll say, hey, maybe they've got something there.
This year also proved no mission is ever just routine. The stakes are always high.
NASA has a contract with SpaceX and Orbital ATK to carry our cargo.
Both companies had catastrophic failures while resupplying the space station.
I don't want to say that failure is inevitable, but problems are inevitable. You have to learn to live with that and plan for it.
But quitting isn't an option.
Within hours of the accident, we were starting to formulate a plan of how we would get Cygnus flying on another vehicle and how quickly could we continue to deliver cargo to the space station.
Orbital rose from the ashes, returning to flight December 6th.
Orbital ATK Cygnus spacecraft soars toward the International Space Station.
So they bought a launch on an Atlas V to keep their commitments to NASA to deliver supplies to the space station.
SpaceX plans to launch again in the next month. They've been multitasking this year, racing against Boeing to put American astronauts back on U.S. ships.
And we have ignition.
In May, SpaceX conducted a pad abort test for its Dragon crew capsule.
They actually design and aborts, so if the rocket has a problem, the spacecraft is able to get off of the rocket and the humans can still survive.
Both companies were given contracts to fly astronauts to the space station in 2017. So NASA can focus on loftier goals.
NASA's decided that their mission is exploration. They want to go accomplish bigger and better things.
It's Mars or bust, so wild new technologies are emerging to get there.
We're the first to bring big metal 3D printing to the aerospace industry. We believe the ability to 3D print an entire spacecraft will carry us into space and off to other planets.
Everybody just wants to get vehicles into the air and start flying.
It could very well be that it's in less than 2 years from now. Kind of incredible.